Well, hello, one and all. Thanks for being here with me. Let me just check my sound, and it was not hooked up properly. Now it is. Welcome, welcome. Good to see everybody back here in the Sned Shed after a little over a week traveling. Thank you all for being here. Quasi Pete, very cool. Polar Bear Paws, Velma, hello. Nita Bells, good to see you. Chivo, hello. Coat checked. Thank you, Marie. I appreciate that. DY, good to get the break too. Been at this a long time, so it's nice to take some breaks. And Thank you, Smokey Eye. Yeah, Phil, good to see you, man. Thank you, D. Appreciate it. I'm feeling much better. Thank you. Just had to run its course, my friends. Yeah, tonight's show is going to be awesome. I do believe that. Thank you, Sarah Dwayne. Appreciate you. And thank you all for the prayers, for getting well and getting back safely. And it was quite the journey. Yes, please hit the like button, share this out. Let's see, Peggy, good to see you. Hi, Dave, Jasper, and Snedheads. Happy Wednesday. Good to see you, Dave. Hope you're feeling better. Thank you. Let's see. Mary Luck, good to see you. Maggie, hello. Daniel Song B, hello from Green Bay. Da, da, da. Yeah, I wore it back when I got it. I haven't worn it since. But Yeah, you getting ready for the NFL Packers coming up? I'm happy and glad to be alive at such a time as this. Hi, Dave, Jasper, and Sneds. Holly, thank you. I'm drinking from one of the mugs you made me. Thank you very much. I figured this is tonight is Islands in the Stream. There you go. Cheers. That is what we are. M. Killa, what's happening? Good to see you. Thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate that. Absolutely ecstatic to have you back. Let's see. Dory, thank you very much. High Purple Passions. Let's see. Yep, feeling like my old self. Thank you. I've been a Snedhead for years now. Awesome. Didn't find Dave till 2 years ago, so fairly new. Dave and Trader Girl Q kept me sane while I almost died in the hospital 2 years ago. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I kept you sane and I'm glad you're well. Unbelievable. Even before that, I would have stayed up to 8 to 10 hour shows. Yeah, pray for Nepal. We're going to cover that a little bit tonight. Deb B, great to be in the shed with all the sneds and of course the head sned. Thank you, Deb. Appreciate that. Very cool. Freedom rings, flock cameras. We are paying tax-paying slaves and now prisoners without a cell. This flock camera situation, my friends, is I think it's important to understand that this, to me, this awareness, this awakening to these flock cameras is, I mean, whole counties are shutting them off. States are, what do you call it? DeSantis is going to get rid of them in Florida because the people are awake now. You can't pull this shit when people are awake. So this is a great awareness. I'm happy that we're seeing what we're seeing with all these flock cameras because people are waking up and they're saying, not on my watch. We're not doing that. We're not pulling this shit. And it's going to be, it's already effective. All hail Master Snedhead himself. Thank you, my friend. Yay, Dave is back. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Dolly was a clone. I don't know. We're going to get into some stuff tonight, but I'm not, I'm not big on the whole clone thing. Like, I know it exists. I know we have the technology to do it. I know that my mic is a little off kilter here. But it's kind of like getting into that whole speculation that we really don't need. It's like she's gone. She was here and now she's gone. I'm going to get into that a little bit. Motor Yoder, good to see you. Good to be in the Sned Shed. Here we go. Here we go. Cat Mother B, what's happening? Uh, One time we waited several hours to come on. That was funny, not funny. I think I remember that. I think that was in LA. Absolutely. Action. Yes. Yeah, bring on the motherfucker of the night. Welcome back, Dory Lee. Thank you. Great sound. Love you, Davey. Appreciate it. Cool. Zell is not working, Maggie. Sorry. Thanks for asking. Just one more platform. Finding a reason to terminate the head sned. That's the bottom line. So if you are wanting to donate, Moonbeam will drop the link in the chat, as will I. You just use a credit card, use a debit card, use Cash App Pay, I think works. And yeah, and I appreciate it. And so let me get back to the comments. Zep Medic, thank you. Tennessee Gal, good to see you. Edward, how are you, my friend? Appreciate it. Thank you. You still got me from a long time ago. Cakes, I need a normal person to listen to. Love you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate that. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on all that's happening, Dave. Thank you, Becky. I'm looking forward to sharing those thoughts with you and seeing what you have to say as well. GLB, thank you. Thank you, my friend. It's good to be upright. It is good to be upright. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you all. Yeah, man, I was knocked out for what, 2 weeks? Tried to come on in a week and a half or something, and then I did a show the night before I left for the road, so been gone a week. So yeah, so here we are, and we're ready to roll. Let's see. Yeah, quite a few police are getting fired for using flock cameras to creep on girlfriends. Yeah, we should put it in front of Congress. Yeah, Mindy, I saw Sir Oliver's. I'm going to touch on that again a little bit tonight. Maybe have him on later in the week, possibly. Yeah. Let's see. Thank you, Boulder Dash. Thank you, Jingle. Good to be back. Yeah, the Dolly's a clone. The Dolly, the sheep, was cloned. That was like the first that we heard about, the cloning, right? Happy National Dog Day, Jasper. Thank you very much. Yeah, today is National Dog Day. We thought you took Caroline Levitt's job. Yeah, I tell you what, they don't want me in that room. That I would rip them. I mean, she does an incredible job, and whoever's going to replace her. I know some people have bounced around. Scott Jennings, who does a great job. He's the only sane voice on CNN. And for me, they can't have somebody like me there because I'm totally Q, and they'd call me out. And we're not ready to have Q mainstream, even though President Trump truthed another Q drop today. I'll get into that here in a bit. Is that really you, Dave? Touch your nose if you're real. There we go. It is me, Catherine. Thank you. Christy, good to see you. Thank you. And Hopeful Cat, so happy to see you back and doing great. You're so much more important than you will ever know. Thanks for being you. Thank you very much for that. Hopeful Cat. Yeah, this is my new address, P.O. Box 184, Driftwood, Texas. Yeah, so my friends, let's get into, first of all, just some, maybe a little bit of monologue, that I've kind of gotten away from a little bit. So what a journey. this past 3 weeks has been for yours truly. Um, got some kind of a virus. Uh, it's don't know where it came from. I don't get into too much speculation on if I was under attack of some sort or anything like that, just because I'm not going to feign that level of importance. And so, but it was definitely a virus, and it was some emotional stuff. My little girl going off to college, I think was hit me kind of hard. The lead up to it, but I tell you, the journey that she and her mom and I took, and drove her to college, and her uncle Adiz, my brother Craig, who has passed, in his old car that we've done many road trips with together, was very special, very meaningful. Got to see family along the way, got to see friends on the way back, um, and just had an incredible experience with her and the whole thing, and just it was beautiful. It was really beautiful. So, thank you for all your prayers for my family and for my daughter, and for our safe travels and getting through my illness. But I am feeling fantastic, and just did my P90 plus for the second time today. Getting back into to I'm going to be doing a workout tomorrow. I did a little bit of workout today. So yeah, so getting back into it, and I just want to say, with everything that's going on, I just want to ask you if you see things speeding up. Um, there's been a lot of news every day for quite some time, but do you see how the justice is speeding up, and that there are fewer and fewer negative stories that we have to deal with. The judges blocking Trump from doing this or that, and the judges blocking the deportations, and so. But that, as I've explained to you, is all about exposing the judicial branch of the government, the legislature sitting on their hands versus, say, voting on the Save America Act is exposing the legislature. And then, of course, like, for example, what President Trump posted today, is exposing the the executive branch, and so this has been quite the journey. Um, and let me pull this up for you here. And yet we are seeing the winning, right? President Trump, Donald Trump at 18, Barack Hussein Obama at 18. Very different career paths. Very different. That would be also at 11:55. Um, and let me just do a a drop there, and this is the 11:55 drop. Focus should also be on Supreme Court promise, only dropped here. POTUS validating drops via Twitter per planned timing. Future proofs past. Comms understood. So, okay, why is this important, and why is this significant based on the fact that let me get rid of that background. By the way, special shout out to Spiritual Street Fighter, who took some time off for this summer, and not necessarily the summer, but just took some time off. They have no idea what is coming, and of course the evidence and fraud, the 2020 election investigation, and the Q plus. And of course, my graphic is over top of her signature. But this is, I'm glad to see, people start worrying when anons start taking time off. And I'm really glad there's her signature right there. And I'm really glad when I see some of that because I know for me, it's been a very difficult journey, a very long journey. And so I understand the burnout. I understand the fatigue of just so many hours, so many days, so many weeks, so many years fighting this revolution. Even our military takes leaves, right? Because they get battle fatigue, and this is a digital war. And there is this, I'm not trying to compare it to our military. They're out there, with rucksacks on and armor and facing death. But there's a real fatigue tied to this digital warfare as well. And so I'm always glad to see when people take a little bit of time off, and because I know they're going to come back stronger, just like I am coming back stronger. So let me get into this drop again. So we just saw President Trump's post here with Barack Hussein Obama and the timestamp of 11:55 a.m. We go to the 11:55 a.m. and here's what should be really focused on. Comms understood. Well, it's obvious that he's sending us information. He's we've been on this Barack Obama timeline of the posts and the focus on the election fraud, the Russia investigation, the corruption, the presidential library that looks like a big trash can or a prison. The fact that his chef, they turned that into a homicide investigation versus accidental drowning. We found out that Barack Hussein Obama was at the compound. All these things are coming out. But comms understood question mark. Now, focus should also be on Supreme Court promise. Now, the Supreme Court is directly tied in with Barack Obama because for the first time in history, we had Antonin Scalia 187 so that they could open up space for a liberal judge. Because again, remember, Barack Obama was the first 8 years, Hillary was going to be the second 8 years of the takedown of our country. What happened? Donald Trump happened. Q happened. The digital warriors happened. The Anons happened. This is really incredible that he's taken us to this, and POTUS validating the drops, in terms of the timestamps and the deltas and the matching, dates and so forth. And so it's very much, directly. Oh, well, the other thing too is that what I didn't take you to is and I'll take you through this another way here, but that this was actually an ex post, right? Um, let me take you to that. Okay. Because you really don't have to go far to find the significance. You don't even need a timestamp on this one, right? So let me see, it's 42, I think it's 4285. Let me take you to that. And, 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 4285. 42 No, I got that wrong. Let me try that again. Um, there we go. Here we go. I had that. I got a lot pulled up to go over with you today. Um, try that again. 4205. The war is real. He fights for you. This was May 11th, 2020. And this is a direct confirmation from Donald John Trump that Q is real. This is the exact image that is in the Q drops. So it's become quite significant in the way the White House, President Trump, and Dan Scavino have been dropping comms directly, confirming the Q operation. So I just want to, reiterate that with every Q drop, let me rephrase that. With every Q confirmation from the White House, from the White Hats, from President Trump, do you understand how that elevates the significance and the validation of everything that Q has talked about, right? And so with that elevate, now I have, as you know, have always been, 100% Q, 100% Q plus. And in this whole time, in the 8 years that I have been broadcasting, and even before that, since day 2 of the drops. So you know that about me. You know that you're hearing about all these influencers that are coming out, or that will be exposed as having taken foreign money. Folks, if China offered me a couple $100 for some gas money this past week, I might have had to think about it twice. I'm joking, obviously, but it's obvious that this kid has not accepted money from anybody other than you. You are my foreign foreign influence. You are my foreign support, my domestic support. And so this is, as this is all being exposed. None of them are anons, by the way. Some of them may pretend to be, but you can't be an anon and question Q plus, because if you're questioning Trump, you're questioning the operation. Now, people might look at that and say, "Oh, wow, you're in hook, line, and sinker with Donald John Trump." You bet your ass I am, because I know that this is a military operation. I know that the military asked him to come in. Now, there's a reason why I went into this drop, this confirmation directly from President Trump into the Q drops. And there's a reason why I'm doing this first. And there's a reason why I'm asking you to think about the elevated status that the Q drops now have, because of these confirmations. And so there are a couple of things I want to get into. Now, before I get into Dolly, I want to share, Dolly is somebody that we trusted without question. Dolly Parton. We thought, what a beautiful woman, what a beautiful story, the coat of many colors, growing up poor and Butcher Holler and Butcher Hollow in Tennessee. We've seen her sing "I Believe" on Easter. We play it every Easter morning. Which is a beautiful rendition from, I believe it was the Grammy Awards back in the day. She has foundations. She has a beautiful Dollywood park that I have been to. It's my favorite. It's our favorite amusement park. It's set in the mountains, in the woods. It has an eagle sanctuary there. It feels like it's part of the nature around it, rather than just paved over. A vibe of a Six Flags or Disney World. Um, it's not too it doesn't feel too commercial like Disney World, with all the characters and all the princesses and all the agenda. Um, so there's a lot of goodness that you and I have experienced with Dolly Parton, without question. A lot of great memories. Islands in the Stream, right? With Kenny Rogers, right? Beautiful song. 9 to 5 as an actress. And the reason I bring this up is because, let's say that we are those that question Dolly's, agenda, or question, see some of the things I'm going to share with you. And we think to ourselves, what if we're all wrong about that? Right. And that she really was a beautiful person that did great works, and took care of people, and did some really great things. Um, that's one direction that you can think, and we can think about all the great, and we don't want to poison those memories and those experiences that we've had. And yet, we've had many experiences with many artists, actors. Um, we listened to P. Diddy. We listened to. We watched Smallville with Allison Mack. We watched Tom Hanks movies, and we've listened to Johnny. I'm sorry, um, Bruce Springsteen, and Bob Dylan, and until they all turned on us and told us to take the vaccine. The Rage Against the Machine, that was supposed to be, against the machine, jumped on board with the machine. So we've had many, many experiences, Hollywood, music, media. Walter Cronkite. We have, great memories of sitting in front of the TV with our parents and listening to him come on, and we thought he was a good man. And before we knew about Operation Mockingbird, and the CIA influence into our media. And so, as awake human beings, we are having to kind of cope with the reality of what we were watching all along were people that had sold their souls, and many of them, in their own words, have said that they have sold their own souls to the devil for their fame and fortune. We also know, you want to say hello? You want to come up here? Come here. Come here. You want to come say hi? Come here. Jasper was so excited to see me. Come here, buddy. Come on. You want to come up? Come on. He's going to come up and say hello. There he is. Hi. Oh, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? You want to say hello? You might be getting a bath tonight or first thing in the morning. So we went for a walk tonight. He was so excited. We've been spending a lot of time together because I was gone from him for a week. But isn't he a good boy? Yeah, the sweetheart. Yeah, yeah, yes. What a good boy. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for coming up and saying hello. Yeah, yeah. So, at any rate, um, we're going to have to cope with our reality being smashed. And that's what we've been working on, right? That's why I started this show, because my reality was smashed and I didn't want your reality to be smashed without having a place where you could come and meet people that were like-minded, meaning that they were using their minds, and not feel like, oh yeah, happy dog day, Jasper. I forgot to tell you that. I did get him our dear friend gave me a nice dragon toy for him. I'll show you maybe another show. So, K9 and K9 and on. Edward, that's great. So, thank you all. So this is something that uh yeah, I had a friend come and watch Jasper. So this reality of ours is being shattered, and we want to cling on to the good of that reality, but in reality we were supporting something that, and certain people that were not good. And I want to take you to the Q drops on those we trust the most, because Q told us. And let me go to the first one. This was back in 2018, March 6th, drop 867. So much is open source, so much left to be connected. Why are the children in Haiti in high demand? How are they smuggled out? Adoption process, local staging ports friendly to Clinton Foundation, track donations, cross against location relative to Haiti. Think logically. The choice to know will be yours. Q tells us flat out, listen, you want to, put your head in your headphones on and listen to some Dolly Parton and rock out. You do you, because the choice to know will be yours. Who are we taught to trust the most? This will not be easy. The end. Q wasn't saying in 2018 that that was the end. Q was saying that in the end, okay, it will not be easy. And those that we were taught to trust the most are going to disappoint us greatly. We get into FISA, um, the heads of state, the FOIA, who can't get the fake dossier. No matter what happens, the media will not push the truth. MSM is implicated in highest level treason event in U.S. modern day history. Don't forget, those in the mainstream media and those that have taken foreign money and tried to convince you of something that was not true, they're going to see justice. Does that also mean the people that did things like, well, I don't know, this? Hold on, buddy. Um, Let me pull this up for you. Um, I've got so much; it's hard to keep it straight. But here we go. Here we go. Let me get out of the way.
Vaccine.
Okay.
Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. I'm begging of you, please don't hesitate. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. Because once you're dead, then that's a bit too late. I know I'm trying to be funny now, but I'm dead serious about the vaccine. I think we all want
Did she just say she was dead serious about the
funny
vaccine?
now, but I'm dead serious about the vaccine. I think we all want to get back to normal, whatever that is, and that would be a great shot in the arm, wouldn't it? If we could get back to that. But anyhow, I just wanted to encourage everybody because the sooner we get to feeling better, the sooner we are going to get back to being normal. So I just want to say to all of you cowards out there, don't
Cowards. So she's dead serious, and she wants to say to all of us cowards out there. Now, this is why this is such an important thing to discuss today. And this is if this is why I really probably wasn't ready to get back tonight, but I had to because this was such an important event that I really wanted to discuss with you because you know we're listening to music on the trip. Bruce Springsteen. I used to sing Thunder Road to my daughter. I'd change a few of the words to make it a little bit nicer for her when she was young, but she loved when I sang to her. And and I won't even listen to Thunder Road anymore. Why? Because Springsteen, who was against the state and against all the power and, just this rebel, more like rebel without a clue, because he told us to take the vaccine. Bob Dylan told us to take the vaccine. Rage Against the Machine. All these people turned on their fellow man because they were controlled. And they were trying to get us all vaccinated. So guess what? If they can get Dolly's fans to do it, if they can get, Cuomo's fans to get it, people that voted for Cuomo, people that voted for Bill de Blasio, eating a burger and fries, you know, Springsteen, all these people, the actors that jumped on the bandwagon, if they could get just a little bit of each one, and then with the overall just overwhelming pressure, that it would work. And it did. And you got to listen to the verbiage here. She's dead serious. I know I'm trying to be funny now.
funny now, but I'm dead serious about the vaccine. I think we all want to get back to normal, whatever that is, and that would be a great shot in the arm, wouldn't it? If we could get back to that.
Little double entendre. It'd be great shot in the arm. Understand, this is scripted. They all read a script. When Bruce Springsteen sits down on the edge of the stage to have a conversation with his audience, I showed you that he said the exact same thing in Europe that he said here in the United States because he was reading a fucking teleprompter. They're all being handed the script. This, back in the day, make no mistake about it, and this is Vanderbilt Health. She's at the Vanderbilt Hospital in Tennessee, which is where she died in Nashville, Tennessee. And this was a black hat script back in the day. But now we're looking at a white hat script, and people are starting to fall.
But anyhow, I just wanted to encourage everybody because the sooner we get to feeling better, the sooner we are going to get back to being normal. So I just want to say to all of you cowards out there, don't be such a chicken squat. Get out there and get shot. Vaccine.
So she takes one of her just best songs ever and turns it into a little catchphrase. Now, so this is significant, right? And Q warned us about the people that we were taught to trust the most. So let me get back to the drops. Um, Here we go. So the media will not push the truth. The MSM will be implicated in highest level treason event in modern day history. Okay. Refer back to previous drops. Witnessing highest level treason event unfold in U.S. Worldwide modern day history. Have you ever witnessed so many Congress, Senate seats vacate in a short period of time? Have you ever witnessed so many CEO, board of directors vacate events in a short period of time? And remember, this was at a time, folks, this was in 2018 when the economy was booming. Okay. This was July 28th, 2018, and the economy was booming, and all these people um, were, you know, leaving. Have you ever witnessed a DOJ, FBI, what is known fire release vacate events in a short period of time, vacating party all positions, challenge, fight, push for the removal of the entering duly elected POTUS? Have you ever witnessed a former U.S. president travel the world, meaning Barack Obama, which we were taken to today? Ahead behind the current, attempting to undo, threaten, hide, cover U.S. previous, current illegal, corrupt, evil events. Have you ever witnessed 40 to 50,000 sealed indictments? Not all federal criminal. We're at 500,000 plus. Have you ever witnessed so many pedochild uh, exposed people go down? Have you ever witnessed a similar like group rise up, mimics Nazi Germany with similar like logo, push, etc.? Antifa, by the way. Antifa was is now a terrorist organization in the state of Florida and will be soon in the entire U.S. The Yeah, it's. Have you ever witnessed a DEFCON scare? Have you ever witnessed unauthorized missiles fired? Photo evidence yet dismissed. We had photo evidence of the missile that Barack Obama planned in Manila that was to attempt to take down President Trump. Literally assassination attempt, and the media called it a helicopter. Um, have you ever witnessed political foundations receiving hundreds of millions of dollars from specific terrorist sponsor organizations, et cetera, only to immediately cease once out of power? Clinton Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative. We just saw today how Todd Blanche is investigating outside terrorist sponsored of uh, groups like Antifa. All during the same period of time, nothing is happening? Question mark. This was 2018, folks. Why was I so optimistic about our future? That was 8 years ago because I was reading the Q drops and I was understanding the value of them and the information that they were sharing. Not fast enough? Do you not understand, comprehend what we are currently dealing with? People are dying. We are under threat of kill every second of the day. Those who you trust the most are the most evil. This is not a game. Humanity is at stake. No spelling errors intended. Mobile, unknown if above, meaning unknown if there were spelling errors. It's been a long route for you. It's been a trying time for you. I get that. But were people trying to murder you? Because they tried to murder Donald Trump on Air Force One. Okay. And it's the guy that he posted today. Those you're taught to trust the most, dark to light. And it takes us to AP News, news without an agenda. Yeah, right. After decades of silence, nuns talk about abuse by priests. That information came out, right? This is all, we were taught to trust the priests. We were taught to trust the Catholic Church, right? And also justice.gov, Project Safe Childhood, National Strategy for Child Exploitation, Prevention, and Interdiction, Project Safe Childhood. is a nationwide initiative to combat the growing epidemic of child sexual exploitation and abuse launched in May 2006 by the Department of Justice, led by the U.S. Attorney's Office and the Criminal Division's Child Exploitation and Obscenity Section. Marshals federal, state, and local resources to better locate, apprehend, and prosecute individuals who exploit children via the internet, as well as to identify and rescue victims. Why did Q take us there? Because Q is telling us, well, it's not hard to make that jump. We know the DOJ is corrupt. We know the FBI is corrupt. We know that U.S. Marshals were corrupt. We know the justice system is corrupt. We know that CPS is corrupt, Child Protective Services. It's in the name, Child Protective Services, and yet they're not protecting the children. The children's foundations are not protecting the children. Q walked us down this path. This was 2018, my friends. Here's a Fox News stunning report. Findings on report of Catholic Church abuse. Pennsylvania priest molested more than 1,000 children. It's mind-boggling to think about the sheer number of organizations and people that abused their trust by families, children. House of God, only the beginning. Those who you were taught to trust the most. Expect many, many, many similar reports to surface from around the world. It goes a lot deeper, connected. The choice to know will be yours. Again, the choice to know will be yours. If somebody saw Dolly, if somebody saw today, let me pull that up. Moonbeam did a great little meme today for the show. Thank you, Moonbeam, for that. And let me take you to it real quick if you haven't already seen it. If you have, I'm going to take you to it anyway. And here we go. So somebody might have seen this. David Snedeker's The Indoctrination. Dave is back from his road trip tonight. They would have seen Dolly in her white, beautiful, and somebody might think, well, he's going to do a tribute, which she also puts in the tribute. Appalachia strong, faith, family, freedom, heart. But then the reflection, watch the water. She's in a dark dress. Okay. What did we just see in that drop? Did I? Oh, this is why I. Here we go. Dark to light. Okay. It goes a lot deeper, connected. The choice to know will be yours. Not forcing this down your throat, but how many people saw this and said, well, he's probably going to get into the bad stuff about Dolly tonight? Well, the choice to know is yours, isn't it? Political leaders plus family follow with possible ties to sex trafficking. Attacks barraged by media signify what? Sex trafficking, safeguarding women and children, topics that unite all political factions against a common enemy, faith in humanity, those you were taught to trust the most. It breaks my heart when I think about all the people who we grew up with in our childhood that aren't who we thought they were, and we're actually using their position of power to deceive us. Okay. And that is the saddest part of all, is that we were deceived. And that never feels good. And it certainly never feels good that that this was all going down right in front of our eyes. Now, we were all questioning this just very recently, and that when she went live, not live, but when she did a video about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey. Now, we know they're controlled as well, both of them, right? And here it is.
Taylor and Travis, it's Dolly. And I was just told that you two are making a donation of $2 million to my imagination library. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm blown away and overjoyed with that gratitude. Now, it's evident that you two have made giving back a key part of your lives. So, hey, when you have
your firstborn, the devil's son,
firstborn, can I have it? Because that's
child sacrifice. Firstborn is a child sacrifice. That's the most important. That's the one that they take away.
There's going to be one special baby.
Yeah, it's going to be a special baby, all right. And that's why they take them.
You know, the mission of the Dollywood Foundation is to dream more, care more, learn more, and be more. And thank you again for your very generous gift. And we'll continue that mission, even in bigger ways now with your money. So thank you, and know that I will always love you. Mwah.
Now, we looked at that just weeks ago, and we were disturbed by that because we understand the significance of that symbolism, right? Remember that Q told us that symbolism will be their downfall, right? And that it doesn't get any more symbolic than that. And here are all of the symbolism will be their downfall. Lady Gaga is behind all these criminals. Okay? Symbolism will be their downfall. Look at this symbolism will be their downfall. Oh, what do you know? August 26th. I'm sorry, this did not pop up for me. Symbolism will be their downfall, August 26th. Watching the DNC last night, I noticed their logo. Now, where have I seen that uneven star before? Hiding in plain sight. Remember this logo for the DNC? Baphomet. Satanic. One party discusses God. One party discusses darkness. One party promotes God. One party eliminates God. Symbolism will be their downfall. The great deceivers. When was the last time you witnessed a Democrat Party leader being patriotic, exhibiting national pride, love of country? When was the last time you witnessed a Democrat Party leader speak out against the riots, violence in the streets? Last time a Democrat Party leader support those who took an oath to protect and defend. They want to defund the police. Witnessed a deep party leader call for unity across our nation. All assets deployed, information warfare, infiltration, destruction of America. Have faith in humanity. Have faith in yourself. United we stand. God wins. My friends, that's why you and I are so important. Because all assets are being deployed against us, against God, against good, against light. And it's in plain sight because they have to show us. It is the excuse me. It is the relevate it is the revelation of the method. And it took me a while to reveal that to you. Um, they show us, okay? And symbolism will be their downfall. They were, remember, I've said this many times that the white hats, and the reason why they haven't overturned this Smith-Mundt Act, and they're still allowing media to deceive us. And the reason I told you they haven't overturned that, because they're using the media to show us Dolly using the devil signs. Okay. They're using the media to expose them. They're using the white hats, is who I'm talking about, of course. They're using the media to give us predictive programming. Think about what if we didn't see Dolly do this and hear her ask for Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's firstborn? What if we hadn't seen that? It might have been harder for us to handle Dolly dying because we weren't exposed to the part of her that we started to question. And this is why predictive programming is so important. If we didn't see this toast that she did with Jennifer Aniston and get this piece
To the
of
goddess sound.
predictive programming, okay?
To the goddess sound. Oh, Lordy. To the goddess sound. Oh, Lordy.
To the God Azel, oh Lordy, okay? And it was with Sandra Bullock as well. Let me share exposing corruption with you. The late Illuminati Hollywood puppet Dolly Parton, accompanied by Jennifer Aniston and Sandra Bullock, toasting the demon Azazel, to the god Azazel. In the book of Enoch, Azazel was a watcher, fallen angel responsible for introducing humans to forbidden knowledge. Do you see it yet? We are in a spiritual war of biblical proportions. I'm going to share that on my timeline. Okay. This is Rockstar. There's the covering of the one eye. Yeah. You with me? This is the predictive programming that tells us something's going to go down, right? Here's a little white rabbit, Alice in Wonderland.
I'm late for the party. I'm late. I'm late. Keep working.
I think I see your problem, Mr. Bunny Ears. You working girls have a right to go to the party, too.
Oh, that's right.
You work hard enough, Minnie. Us working girls have to stick together and stop working. And you can tell that Donald Duck to stop his quacking and start bringing home a paycheck. Girls, we got to stick together. We got to unite and show this world who's the boss.
Okay. Little Donald Duck there. Huh? How about that? All right. There we go. Donald Duck. Got that at the inauguration. So Alice in Wonderland, right? So what if let's go to the deltas from today. I already showed you this one that shows up in the symbolism will be their downfall with Baphomet, Azazel, right? Um, demonic beings. 1933, August 26, 2018. Suicide weekend, question mark? By the way, we lost Tim Curry, right? Both 80 years old, by the way. All right. Both 80 years old. Tim Curry was, you know, played some questionable characters over the years. Okay. Um, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Um, some other characters. Let's see. Um, the character Vagabond. There's one other one that you guys might know. Uh, Pennywise in Stephen King's It. Okay. Um, had a stroke in 2012 and released a memoir called Vagabond. Right. So Tim Curry, that's going to come up a little bit later here in a moment. But hands up, 30, 28 seconds, impossible coincidence. We are in control. Big week ahead. So today's Delta, suicide weekend. Now, remember, they're not all going to be called suicides. Okay. Imagine the backlash on Dollywood, all her music, all her foundations. We're going to get into that in a moment. Imagine what would happen to those if she committed suicide. They can't have that. They can't publicly say that. Supposedly, she had a brief bout with cancer. Well, a lot of people are curing cancer pretty easily these days using the things that they tried to keep from us when she was pushing the vaccine. But Q wants to remind us that we are in control and there's a big week ahead. All right. We're having a big week already, but this is the August 26th Delta, which is very, very significant. Okay. But of course, the symbolism will be their downfall. Okay. Is many, many, many posts. We just did the posts on those you trust the most. You trust the Pope, you trust the church, you trust the fashion designers. Do you trust the musicians like Gaga? Did you, or I should say, did you? Do you trust the witnesses of shootings? Do you trust the Masons that are doing good works in your hometown, not understanding that 33 degrees and above are demonic? Do you trust the church? Do you go to the Vatican and take it all in and be in awe, not realizing that you're actually sitting in the Great Hall and it's the head of a snake? Okay. Symbolism will be their downfall. And why is it their downfall? Because that's what the cabal forced them to do. And so, since the cabal forced them all to do those things, well, then we're going to know who they are. If Dolly wasn't involved in all this, why would she cover one eye? Why would she toast Azazel, right? Why would she? This is a great post by. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Hold on one sec. What happened there? I just lost exactly where I was there for a moment. So, absolutely. Alice in Wonderland. Don't forget this one, The White Rabbit here, Dolly. Okay. Um, why would she do all these things? Right. Well, we know Hugh Hefner was Clown in America. We know he was a honeypot, right? This is from Torch. Billy Ray Cyrus was revealed as the owl on The Masked Singer, February 2026. Billy Ray Cyrus's birthday. She died on Billy Ray Cyrus's birthday. Okay. She died on the day that Miley Cyrus, her goddaughter, announced the New Era tour. Not New Era. I'll get back to that in a second. Yeah, New Era tour. Follow the owl and Y head around the world. Identify and list. They don't hide it. They don't fear you. You are sheep to them. You are feeders. Godfather 3, Q 184. Billy Ray Cyrus, birth date August 25th. Dolly Parton, godmother of Miley Cyrus, date of death August 25th. Miley Cyrus, New Era read advertisements in New York City on August 24th. She had previously mentioned August 25 being a special day to her. Empire State Building lit pink for Dolly Parton, August 25th. Dolly Sheep, born 1996, was the first mammal cloned from an adult somatic cell, died at age 6. They made many current, former enslaved children famous. Hollywood is full of them, brainwashed, who was adopted, who was born in. They thought the sheep would follow the stars. Okay. Another one with a covered eye. Why would she do that? Because that's what they have to do. Follow the owl and head around the world. He was the Masked Singer. Okay. Again, we are in control. Okay. They thought the sheep would follow the stars. Dolly, the sheep, stars right here. Okay. The star over the eye. Right. Miley Cyrus's close bond with godmother Dolly Parton. All right. And yeah. So there was another one that I just had set up that I have to find for you. Yeah, let's see. What's up, my man? Good to see you, brother. Jack, how are you, bud? I'm going to get the clinic going again. Love to see you out there. So, this is, let me get back to that spot that I wanted to show you. And by the way, the next storm is going to be named Dolly. Okay. That's going to be big. Next Atlantic storm will be named Dolly, but it's not connected to Parton's death. Okay. Meanwhile, President Trump posted the storms in the Atlantic are very dangerous. Let me pull that up for you. Storms in the Atlantic are very dangerous. We encourage anyone in the path of these storms to prepare themselves and to heed the warnings of state and local officials. The federal government is closely monitoring and ready to assist. We are with you. Okay. The timestamp of that is let's see, 1450, 1435. Let me see if there's anything on 1435 because I'm not familiar with that dive that he did. But let me look it up a couple different ways. No, that's not connection. Let me do it this way. Let me do a real timestamp here. See if anything comes up. Um, and Antifa comes up with the 1435 timestamp, direct timestamp, which we were just talking about because of what Florida is doing, and one of the drops that I just took you to. But the but let me get back to what's really being conveyed here, and what we're really seeing here. Let me give you a quick rundown. I'm going to see if maybe I can have Sir Oliver on possibly over the weekend, because I do want to acknowledge a great post that he did. But I'm going to get to that in a moment. But let me come back to that. So this is Dolly. Um, she died on 8/25. Her numerology of Dolly Parton is 8/25. She was born at 8:25 p.m. This is Red Pill Drifter, by the way, who we follow each other. Um, Great content. Please give Red Pill Drifter a follow. She was born at 8:25 p.m. Dolly's album Jolene, which she changed the song to Vaccine, was 25 minutes and 8 seconds long. Dolly was godmother of Miley Cyrus and good friends of Billy Ray Cyrus, who was born on 8/25. 8/25 holds some significance. Aaliyah died in a plane crash on 8/25. Neil Armstrong died. John McCain, Ted Kennedy all died on 8/25. And we know that they were all part of the Illuminati, the Masonic order. Neil Armstrong, all astronauts are Masons, and they're all lying to us about space. John McCain did not take the deal that Lindsey Graham did. And that's why John McCain was taken out, and Lindsey Graham lived for many years past that until he was no longer useful to the White Hats. Ted Kennedy, goes without saying, was controlled. If JFK Jr. is still alive, he probably saw that he did not want to be controlled like his uncle Ted was controlled. 8/25, 1835, the great moon hoax begins. The New York Sun began claiming astronomers had discovered life on the moon, including creatures and humanoids. 8/25, NASA claims Voyager 2 flew near Saturn. Saturn is the black cube, the Greek god of wealth, identified by the Greeks closely with Kronos, the god who ate his own children. Again, the god who ate his own children. The shout out to Kelsey and Swift, Taylor Swift, yeah. For Nashville, Tennessee on 8/25/2026, Saturn rose at about 9:13 p.m. CDT in the east, very close to due east. It stayed visible all night and reached the southeastern sky around midnight. Nashville, Tennessee is located in the southeastern part of the U.S. Its highest point around 3 a.m. witching hour, when it was high in the southern sky over Nashville. Dolly Parton died at the Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center in Nashville. If you haven't done a dive on the Vanderbilts, you should make that your homework. Well, very interesting, because the symbolism will be your downfall. Let me take you back to that. What did we see on symbolism will be your downfall? Gloria Vanderbilt. This young boy is, as we know, Anderson Cooper, part of the MSM that they discussed. They get into the imagery of what she's wearing and also what's above her bed that's not in this one, the low hand. Can't see that very clearly, but it's the symbolism that is their downfall. And possibly is the bed seen in this? No, it's not. Let me see if I can find it. This is it. Human sacrifice. Okay. So think about this again. She died at the Vanderbilt Hospital. Okay. Come on now. Symbolism will be their downfall. Gloria Vanderbilt on display with their symbolism, the human sacrifice after she called for the baby of Kelsey and Taylor and held the devil signs, devil horns. Okay, that is an altar. This is beheaded. Possibly Jesus beheaded. Anderson Cooper, Gloria Vanderbilt. Do you see the connections? Do you see how many coincidences before mathematically impossible? It's definitely something to look at. Do I know all this to be true? This is speculation. But look at all the significant coincidences that we are being shown. And that is a wake-up call. Okay. Back to Red Pill Drifter's post. Below, Dolly is photographed at the Grand Masonic Lodge in Nashville. You sell your soul for fame and you pay the price. Grand Masonic Lodge in Nashville. Why are there stands like it's a concert venue? This is where sacrifices are made. It's not a pretty topic. It's not a gentle topic. It's the kind of thing that, makes you lose sleep, right? I mean, it's nasty stuff. But we know it's real. We know that the symbolism will be their downfall. One of the symbolisms is the Masons, the Masonic Order. The Masonic Order, the Freemason. Okay. This is how many coincidences before mathematically impossible. Let me take you to Sir Oliver's drop, his post today. Dolly Parton, the White Rabbit. Okay, follow the clues by Sir Oliver Pollock. I just think I found the rabbit hole I was supposed to find. It starts with President Trump's post about Dolly. Far Beyond and Ever has just passed away. Before I go on to this, I got to jump off for the Far Beyond. Okay. Very sad to report that Dolly Parton, one of the greatest country singers in Far Beyond ever, has passed away. So one of the greatest country singers and Far Beyond ever has just passed away. Kind of an odd thing to say, wouldn't you say? Right? Yeah, so much we got to get into. So let me go look to the Q drops. Let me go to the Q drops. And that Far Beyond just sticks out to me. And And far beyond takes us to the following. Um, Spirit cooking, Rachel Chandler. What high profile elite people fund and provide Rachel with her photography studio? What is the studio used for? What is the studio really used for? Who has Rachel Chandler been pictured with? This goes far beyond spirit cooking models. And here she is with President Bill Clinton on Epstein's plane. Okay. We are far beyond the need for proofs. You have more than you know. Durham start, Q up start 5-5. Well, this is back in 2020 when Q was telling us we were far beyond the need for proofs, and yet we just got one from President Trump today. Ukraine, China, Iraq, Iran opens the door far beyond the Biden family. How do you protect your interests, shelter from prosecution, public awareness, control, infiltrate, DOJ, FBI, state, intel, news? How many fired FBI Russian mid-year received a book deal? Book deals can be lucrative. Follow the family. U.S. taxpayers paid for it all. Information warfare, which we were covering earlier, which, so let me take you back to Sir Oliver. This is a true loss for millions of people, without question. There has never been anyone like her and never will. In her honor, I am lowering the American flag throughout the United States for a 1-week period beginning tonight at 6 p.m. Rest in peace, Dolly. The world loves you, President Donald J. Trump. While most people saw a tribute, I saw a timestamp. 2:32 p.m., a mirror. Call me autistic, call me a Q-tard, but I remember what Q told me. Basically, he goes to, we go to the capital letter count, and there were 35 capital letters here. Okay. So he, that's relevant because 35 is President Trump's first signature, which is, if you remember, was before Q. And also, God bless my fellow Americans. DJT 41020, right? Okay. And also, what's very significant, well insulated, protected on Air Force One and abroad, specific locations classified, while these operations are conducted due to the nature of the entrenchment. It is time to take back our country and make America great again. Let us salute and pray for the brave men and women in uniform who will undertake this assignment to bring forth peace, unity, and return power to the people. So, the reason why you're seeing President Trump speak so highly of people like Dolly is because there can't be any connection to him. We have to figure it out. Okay. Now, here's where it gets significant. When you go to the mirror, Q told us to think mirror. 53, list out all who have foundations. Why is this relevant? How can donations be used personally? Analyze the filings. Who is charged with overseeing this? Cheers. IRS, corrupt? Hell yeah. Politically motivated? The level of corruption in our country and most others is so severe, there is only one way. And then, of course, the Alice in Wonderland. What did I just show you with Dolly Parton doing an Alice in Wonderland skit? Okay. Back to Sir Oliver, who analyzed the filings. Who's charged with overseeing the IRS? So he looked up the Dollywood Foundation, which is Imagination Library. Now, I was aware of this and I was doing this dive, but Oliver went a little deeper. They're moving tens of millions of dollars through a massive children's book distribution network. Now, look where Q took us with the children's charities, involving millions of children, government funding, nonprofits, local affiliates, publishers, mailing contractors, and state programs. But pay attention to the timestamp of Q Drop 53, 3 minutes apart from President Trump's post. There are no coincidences. Then California showed up. California appropriated $68.2 million for the Imagination Library. But instead of the money simply moving from California to Dollywood and getting books for children, another nonprofit layer appeared, Strong Reader Partnership. California Senate records say that by July 2024, 2 years after the original $68.2 million investment, implementation had stalled. The California State Library instead entered into a $9.2 million contract with Strong Reader Partnership. The legislature later ordered that at least 90% of the original appropriation be redirected toward the Dollywood Foundation. Yet California Senate records show $4.8 million was deposited into Strong Reader Partnership's business checking account, while only approximately $25 million was initially contracted to Dollywood. And Senate staff literally titled a section, "Fiscal Details of Strong Reader Partnership Murky." Now, when you have the California Senate, who have allowed corruption of untold billions in California, including the train to nowhere and the billions spent on the homeless issue without any benefit to the homeless. You can even open the California Senate report. Then came consultants, marketing firms, financial management companies, United Way, communications contractors, millions moving through administrative layers surrounding what is supposedly a very simple mission: get a child enrolled, buy the book, mail the book. That's simple. California lawmakers themselves started asking questions. They demanded invoices, bank statements, contracts, supporting documentation. They questioned spending and reporting. They found accounting discrepancies. They questioned marketing expenditures. They questioned why so many financial management services were needed for an organization with relatively few bank transactions. In April 2026, California lawmakers held a special oversight hearing into Strong Reader Partnership's expenditures. A California Senate budget summary described roughly $1.1 million spent on vendors that lawmakers said generated virtually no products, while contrasting that with approximately $1.5 million sent directly to Dolly Parton's Imagination Library that resulted in more than 1 million books. Sasha Perez, senator, subsequently announced an audit of the state library's implementation of the program, saying the hearings had raised serious questions about how public funds were used. This is the official audit announcement. Audit a state library literacy program intended to provide books to California children, right? So when the Senate is challenging this, you know it's bad, right? So they're looking for the financial statements. They're looking for where this this money is going, right? This is exactly the kind of structure you investigate if you're looking for possible waste, political patronage, self-dealing, inflated services, pass-through spending, or something even bigger. And that was only the foundation side. Then I went backward through Dolly's Hollywood network. Dolly's longtime manager, close friend, and business partner was Sandy Gallen. If you don't know that name, you need to. Gallen was not simply Dolly Parton's manager. He was one of the most powerful talent managers and producers in Hollywood. And decorators, by the way. Dolly's own website fails to mention him or the fact she met Gallen in 1976 and that their 25-year business relationship eventually led them to form Sand Dollar Productions in 1985. Okay. Gallen represented major names including Dolly Parton, Michael Jackson, Cher, Streisand, Neil Diamond, Mariah Carey, Whoopi Goldberg, Richard Pryor, Nicole Kidman. The Television Academy confirms Gallen's career as a producer, talent manager, and his partnership with Dolly. All right, this is Sandy Gallen. Gallon and Dolly were extremely close for decades. He lived right in the center of the elite Hollywood social world with his inner circle, including Geffen, David Geffen, Calvin Klein, think Vanderbilt, Calvin Klein, and Barry Diller. Diller, owned was Diller. He was a big wig in was it Fox? As a matter of fact, The Simpsons. Mr. Burns is a play on Barry Diller. Architectural Digest described Gallon's famous inner circle as these three. Also designed homes for people, including Katzenberg, Jimmy Levine, Irving Azoff, and Alan Grubman. So he was held a birthday party for David Geffen, held at Gallon's house. Michael Eisner, Katzenberg, Diller, Ovitz, Goober, John Peters, Penny Marshall, Joni Mitchell, and others. Of course, Peter Goober and John Peters were producers on a lot of the movies in the 80s and 90s. Madonna, and mentions that he's the manager of Dolly Parton, right? He was also in the Hamptons, luxury estates, private parties, fashion moguls, billionaires, yachts. Now follow Gallon's closest circle. Geffen owns one of the biggest mega yachts on Earth, the Rising Sun, 454-foot super yacht. Documented guests include Barack Obama, which Trump pointed us to today, Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Tom Hanks, Jeff Bezos, and Lloyd Blankfein, who's the head of BlackRock. Bezos, obviously, Amazon. Hanks Winfrey, I mentioned earlier. Long live David Geffen, yachtmaster and new king of tone deaf Instagram posts. This is how they live, by the way. Okay. I mean, just, the Obamas are vacationing with Bruce Springsteen, Oprah Winfrey, and Tom Hanks. These were all people, remember, that told us to get the jab. And here is Barack taking a picture of Big Mike. Hollywood royalty, music royalty, the founder of Amazon, Goldman Sachs, all moving through the same private yacht ecosystem controlled by David. Blankfein, did I get him wrong? I said BlackRock. Is that Sachs? I might have gotten that wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Geffen created DreamWorks with Spielberg and Katzenberg. In a 2015 Epstein file email promoting Gallon directly to Jeffrey Epstein, the sender specifically says Jeffrey Katzenberg hired Sandy Gallon to oversee the architecture, construction, landscaping, and decorating of his Bel Air estate. So this wasn't a random chain of celebrity acquaintances. Gallon's network ran straight into the founding power structure of DreamWorks. She was tied in with them all, and Gallon had his own direct personal relationship with Katzenberg, independent of Geffen. Geffen, the Rising Yacht, the Rising Sun. And then here's the chain, right? And the yacht culture included Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Hamptons, St. Bart's, Saint-Tropez, the French Riviera, private yachts, private estates, billionaire social circles. Gallon appears inside the released Epstein files themselves. December 29th, 2013, email sent to Jeffrey Epstein. The email discusses the billionaire Caribbean St. Bart's social circuit. Debbie and Leon Black are identified aboard Starcatcher. Then comes Sandy Gallon. The email says Gallon was supposed to be on David Geffen's boat, but instead went to Donna Karan's after an issue involving Gallon's boyfriend and Geffen's rising son. So he's gay, as is Geffen. Donna Karan, again, the big three: Calvin Klein, Donna Karan, Gloria Vanderbilt. There's a three big fashion industry. Remember, Les Wexner, L Brands, was the one who funded Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, one of the many that funded, but he was a big one. And the names appearing in that same correspondence again to Epstein: Geffen, Gallon, Donna Karan, Dasha Zukova, Roman Abramovich, Jimmy Buffett, Robbie Robertson, Carol Bayer Sager, Bob Daly, Lawrence Bender, Leon Black, Abby Rosen, Samantha Boardman, Don Marin, Ronald Cohen, Peter Brandt, Stephanie Seymour, Mark Jacobs, and others. Mark Jacobs, another designer. Excuse me. So then there's another Epstein. Uh, uh, Epstein's inbox was about who's aboard which boat moving through St. Bart's. Dear Jeffrey Epstein, 2015, it promotes Sandy Gallen's new interior design business directly to Epstein. And how is Gallen introduced as one of Hollywood's most successful talent managers? The document specifically names Jackson, Parton, Cher, Kidman, Rivers, Pryor, and Goldberg. And then it tells Epstein and Gallen spent approximately 40 years entertaining an elite show business crowd in dozens of homes he designed, built, and lived in across Beverly Hills, Malibu, the Hamptons. Katzenberg's connection again. Yeah. So this was her longtime manager and her close friend and her business partner. And they created this Sand Dollar Productions, and they made some movies together. Now enter Virginia Giuffre. Okay. Giuffre said she traveled to Saint-Tropez with Epstein and Maxwell in 2001 while she was still a minor for Naomi Campbell's birthday celebration aboard a yacht. Again, Naomi Campbell, a model in the fashion industry. Le Monde reports that French investigators later cited Saint-Tropez as one of Epstein's locations of predation and recounts Giuffre's allegations that she was forced into sexual activity there. Okay. Then there's photographic evidence. This is Virginia Giuffre when she was underage. She's at Naomi Campbell's birthday party. And this right here with her back to us is Ghislaine Maxwell. Private estates, private aircraft, yachts, islands, billionaire circles, celebrity parties, and then it gets even stranger. This is Ghislaine's Terramar project, which was the ocean project, a global ocean community of the high seas. And Sand Dollar Productions produced Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, and then went into the series. Josh Whedon, the director, with Sarah Michelle Gellar. She has publicly confirmed Dolly's behind-the-scenes involvement with Buffy through Sand Dollar. Okay. And so who is the director that Dolly and Gallen chose is Joss Whedon. And multiple Buffy actors describe Whedon's behavior as abusive or inappropriate. Michelle Trachtenberg joined Buffy as a teenager. She later disclosed that there had been a rule saying Joss Whedon was not allowed to be alone in a room with her. This is Hollywood Reporter.
But worried about high costs and hidden markups? GoodRx. Michelle Trachtenberg has leveled a new accusation against Buffy the Vampire Slayer creator Joss Whedon, saying he was not allowed to be alone with her on set of the show. The actress has updated a statement she released earlier this week on social media in support of fellow Buffy actor Charisma Carpenter, who revealed that she'd been traumatized for years due to the treatment she received from Whedon during production of the iconic show and its spin-off Angel. Trachtenberg played Buffy's younger sister Dawn Summers on Buffy the Vampire Slayer from 2000 to 2003.
Oh, like you've never fallen for a vampire? That was different. It always is when it's you.
On Wednesday, Trachtenberg responded to a post from lead actress Sarah Michelle Gellar, who also supported Carpenter, saying, "Thank you, Sarah Michelle Gellar, for saying this. I am brave enough now as a 35-year-old woman to repost this, because this must be known. As a teenager with his not appropriate behavior, very not appropriate." Trachtenberg has since updated that statement, adding, "So now people know what Joss did. The last comment I will say on this was there was a rule saying he's not allowed to be in a room alone with Michelle again." Earlier this week, Carpenter accused Whedon of, quote, hostile and toxic behavior on the sets of Buffy and Angel, saying he, quote, abused his power. Whedon has yet to comment on the accusations. On Thursday evening, Eliza Dushku, who played Faith on Buffy and its Angel spinoff, shared a statement on Instagram in support of Carpenter. She wrote, in part, "Charisma Carpenter, my heart aches for you, and I'm so sorry you have held this for so long. Your post was powerful, painful, and painted a picture we'll collectively never unsee or unknow. Thank you. I hadn't known it, and I won't forget it." For more on this story and the latest updates, go to thr.com.
So this is, again, the director that Gallen and Dolly Parton chose, right? Diddy was in the Hamptons as well. Dollywood Foundation, millions of children, tens of millions of books, massive government nonprofit money flow, California, strong reader partnership, consultants, California legislative scrutiny. That is not established as a criminal operation, but it isn't the question yet. The question is, why do the same worlds keep touching? Hollywood power, foundations, children, government money, nonprofits, Hamptons estates, Saint-Tropez, St. Bart's, yachts, billionaires, Epstein, Maxwell, Giuffre, Diddy, Geffen, Gallen, and sitting at the beginning of the trail, Dolly Parton. Now, another thing I wanted to say about all this connection is that remind you how I started this with Q telling us about the people that we trust the most, right? The foundations analyzing the findings, right? Yep, nowhere near finished. So great dig by Sir Oliver. That I covered on the show tonight. Here we go. So, let me come back to a few things. Again, this is I'm very heavy on the Dolly thing tonight, right? I'm almost at 2 hours, and I'm very heavy on this because this is very important for us to understand the following. If you're welcome, my friend. You're welcome. And I want to have you on maybe later, maybe this weekend. But I wanted to cover a lot tonight of the stuff that was done. But keep crushing it, my friend. Keep crushing it. So one of the things I wanted to say is that, okay, we have the choice to know will be yours, right? And we're either making that choice or not. But I want to ask you to put yourself in the shoes of these people that have made these choices to sell their soul to the devil, to cover the eye, to be shot on a Masonic floor in a Masonic lodge, to bend over backwards to push the vaccination, to call people cowards, to take one of their songs and make it used for getting people vaccinated. And you're one of these people that have done this. Just put yourself in those shoes for a moment. Just use our imagination. And in order to do that, you might also have to imagine going through the cremation of care ceremony where your compassion was eradicated from your soul, which is what they do. And you've made all these decisions, or they've made them for you because you don't have a choice, because they have you compromised And that's how they do it. That's how they do these honeypots. That's how they compromise people and get them to do whatever it is they want them to do. And you know that this is all coming out. All the information about the foundations, the children foundations, the crimes against humanity, the child trafficking, the parties, the trips to Epstein Island, the trips to St. Bart's, the trips on the yachts, and it's all coming out. And you see that happening. Would you wait around until it does come out, or would you exit stage left, as so many seem to be doing? Now, I want to take you to just off track, off the beaten path of where we're at just briefly here. And by the way, there's a lot of stuff to talk about that I could talk about tonight. I mean, so many good things happening. Don't get me wrong. Like the the judge was overturned. The judge backed off the mailing of the ballots. Like, if the states do not turn over their ballot rolls, the U.S. Postal Service will not deliver the mail-in ballots or mailed ballots. So that's a huge win. But I wanted to take you to President Trump's post tonight, which had to do with the families of those. Let me pull it up. Why is this not coming up? I think he has been on fire tonight. This is, yeah. So the things that are being revealed are just really huge. But I wanted to stay on this subject because we're going to see so much more of it coming. Big week ahead, right? And for some reason, I'm not finding his post. It's very odd. Forgive me, folks. Let me see if let me go back. But it was, oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. So this was this one here. Okay. Today, we honor the 13 brave American heroes who were tragically killed 5 years ago by evil jihadi terrorists in Kabul, Afghanistan. This catastrophe was a result of Sleepy Joe Biden's totally botched withdrawal from the country, which left our wonderful servicemen and women defenseless and allowed the Taliban to free thousands of bloodthirsty terrorists and criminals held at Bagram prison. This was one of the greatest atrocities in the history of our nation, and we can never forget that it was the result of the sheer incompetence of Joe Biden and the Democrats who were in charge. During my 2024 campaign, I met with the Abbey Gate Gold Star families, wonderful people and great patriots who were totally ignored and disrespected by the Democrat Party. I promised them we would deliver justice when I returned to the White House, and we have. We quickly apprehended the evil mastermind responsible for the deaths of our service members, and it has been one of my greatest honors as Commander-in-Chief. May God bless America, and may God bless the Abbey Gate Gold Star families. You will never be forgotten, President Donald J. Trump. And of course, here are the Gold Star families. Here we go. There we go. Okay. God bless them and their sacrifice. Now, first of all, I want to take you to the capital letter count. 80. Now, as we know, many of the posts are related to the posts that surround the post. And this was it here, 7 hours. And let Let me see. And it might have been right before. And then it's right before the USAID report finds more than 100 UN, United Nations Relief and Works Agency employees participated in the Hamas atrocities on October 7th. 100 United Nations Relief and Works Agency. Unbelievable, right? That's where the USAID money was going to, right? Okay. But this was on the same day of posts about Dolly Parton. Okay. So when we go to 80, let me take you there. First of all, 80 is the age of Dolly Parton, right? 80 is the age of Tim Curry, who died, right? So maybe something there. We need to get organized. Things need to be solved to understand what is about to happen. Let's start with Alice in Wonderland. I just showed you that Alice in Wonderland clip with Dolly Parton. Hillary Clinton in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Hillary Clinton, child trafficking, connection to Alice in Wonderland. Saudi Arabia, the bloody Wonderland. Saudi Arabia, who funded the Manchurian candidate, Barack Hussein Obama, who President Trump posted today a Q drop picture of he at the age of 20 and Barack Obama, smoking a doob. Snow White, wizards and warlocks, right? Now we're going to think mirror and we're going to go to drop 8. Huma, husband in jail, HRC, Muslim Brotherhood, or child. Q is saying, what decision is she going to make? What would you do? Kiss your child goodbye and leave without a mother or father for Clinton? Where's Huma today? She's married to Alex Soros, son of George Soros, destroyer of nations. Was she with HRC in her book tour? Military intelligence, state secrets, no FBI. POTUS installed his people within each top spot. 3-letter agency. A good reason there is Admiral Rogers kick-started this by telling President Trump he was being spied on by Barack Obama. Again, President Trump's post today with him and Barack Obama, because everything leads to that. Now, the other thing that he posted was not just the post of he and Barack with at the age of 20, President Trump in his military garb. This was the post here, right? Age 18, I'm sorry, age 18. But this is the post that he dropped, right? And then also he would later drop this one, which is he and his parents in his military uniform, his military school. He's got a lot going on. We got a lot of stuff. And here it is, right there. Fred and Mary Trump. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So they were not CIA like Barack Obama's mother, Ann Durham, and not communists like his father, Frank Marshall Davis is who I believe his father is. So let me take you back to the Q drops of 8 and 80. Here we go. Okay. What is most valuable? Information. AG sessions on leakers, fire, prosecute, reorganization is underway and happening. Coincidence, Senate Republicans pushing federal judge confirmation last week. Why are Senate Republicans dropping out? Not by choice and were offered a choice. Rest assured they will vote pro-Trump. Now, let us go to the timestamp. Okay. First of all, it was 3:07. So let's go to 3:07 first. Gets into 9/11. Bin Laden does the Lord's Prayer. And the marker, learn to read the map. The marker, learn to read the map. Now, interesting little tidbit on Dolly today that let me go to my bookmarks here. Here we go. Maybe I did not do that. Well, let me show you this one while I'm looking for the other. Let me show you this one. This guy's fantastic.
Dolly Parton est morte entre deux éclipses. La saison des sacrifices. En gématria, Dolly Parton égale 825. Et elle meurt le 25 août. 8-25. Elle est aussi née à 8h25. Son album Jolene du... Dolly Parton est morte entre deux éclipses.
So this was very interesting that the day, August 25th, was between the two lunar eclipses. Okay. The total solar eclipse and the August 28th total lunar eclipse. So August 12th, August 28th, this is the 25th.
Entre deux éclipses, la saison des sacrifices.
The season of sacrifices.
En gématria, Dolly Parton.
In gematria, Dolly Parton equals 825.
125. Et elle meurt le 25 août, 8-25. Elle est aussi née à 8h25. Son album Jolene dure exactement 25 minutes.
The album Jolene, not the song, was 25:08.
Minutes et 8 secondes. Le 25 août, c'est aussi l'anniversaire de Billy Cyrus.
Birthday.
Dolly était la marraine de sa fille, Miley Cyrus.
I'm proud to be your fairy godmother.
Et le jour de sa mort, Miley annonce sa nouvelle ère, avec une vidéo de New York et un ciel rouge, symbole de sacrifice.
August 25th. This particular date has been important to me personally and in my career.
Quelques jours plus tôt, c'était Hayden
Panettiere, dead at 36.
Celle de la série Heroes,
from the series Heroes,
où le logo est une éclipse.
The logo is an eclipse.
Celle qui jouait aussi dans Nashville.
She starred in Nashville, where Dolly died.
Dolly meurt à Nashville. Hayden a également tourné dans Souvenez-vous des Titans. Les Tennessee
Remember the Titans.
Titans jouent
Nashville,
à Nashville.
Tennessee Titans.
Et l'équipe appelait Dolly le 12e Titan.
They called her the 12th Titan.
Photographiée dans une loge maçonnique.
Sonic Lodge.
Elle a demandé le nouveau-né de Taylor Swift.
Taylor and Travis, it's Dolly. When you have the firstborn, can I have it?
Un vrai symbole de sacrifice d'enfant. Elle a promu le vaccin.
Vaccine, 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 vaccine.
Parce que c'était une marionnette maçonnique. Dolly Parton signifie poupée en pièces.
That's interesting. Dolly Parton means doll in parts.
Poupée en pièces. Celle qu'on assemble, qu'on utilise,
use and then throw away.
Et puis qu'on jette.
I hate playing with
And this is Hayden Panettiere.
dolls.
Et maintenant qu'elle a fini son rôle, Miley Cyrus entre dans une nouvelle ère.
Fantastic. See in the Dark is this guy's 5-hour series. See in the Dark. And I don't know him. Dimitri Revolt. Okay, Dimitri Revolt. Unveiling Shadows, Exposing Mind Control. At reality_revolt. At reality_revolt. I will share this on my timeline. So you can find that. Okay. Very intriguing. Yes, very intriguing. Yeah, I apologize, but this is ridiculous. Goodbye. Fake Reality. Thanks for stopping by. And the choice to know will be yours. Yeah, nothing wrong with smoking a do, but it just shows the difference between the two. So let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, somebody needs to smoke some more dubs to break their mind control. Fake reality. I recommend it. It'll break your mind control. So let me get back to the one I wanted to show you. Let me see here. I did that one, and okay. Okay. And she was connected with the Clintons as well. And her something about her uncle was a Freemason, Bill Owens, also, as per Ariel, his post, and proletariat. So this is, and I want to get into his a little bit more, but I don't have time tonight. So there's some more to see, right? This guy, Terry Richardson, okay, was a bad dude in Hollywood. Okay. He's a pedophile. Okay. And after it was well known that he was a pedophile and rapist, she collaborated with him, and she went to his studio and did some photo shoots in 2014, which again were after the allegations implicating him in rape, sexual assault, and abuse. And this is the dude. And these are some of the pictures that he has done. And look again, it looks like a doll in parts, right? And this is with Lady Gaga, which we saw. Symbolism will be their downfall. This is Terry Richardson with the Olsen twins. Some very, sick, photography. This looks like Miley Cyrus. Yeah, that's Miley Cyrus. Look at that, right? Yeah, there's this is this you know, Lady Gaga and R. Kelly's scrap video is literally an ad for rape. R. Kelly, who was convicted of pedophilia. Um, yeah. Yeah, so it's all there, folks. It's just you have to dig a little bit. This will this is Justin Bieber. This is TPV Sean. I have not seen this yet, but I'll share it. Hold on. I'm sorry. There we go. How did I miss that? This is where I just was right here. Let me take you back to that. This one here. This was this dude. Okay. Terry Richardson. These were some of the sick photos. Doll parts, or no, those were photos that were covered up of naked children, it looks like. Lady Gaga. Let's see what this one was. They're covering up. This is bondage, right? Covering up the face and the breasts. Gaga again. Terrence Cole, Mercedes-Benz IMG New York Fashion Week. Gaga. Connection to Epstein. Visit with artist Jeff Koons. And look at these, folks. Oh, I see what's the problem is. That it wasn't showing up on my phone. Damn it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and this is Miley Cyrus, goddaughter. Okay. All right. So then I wanted to show you, this is TPV Sean. I haven't gotten into his stuff yet, but he's saying that Justin Bieber exposes Hollywood plan to eat Dolly Parton, led by satanic cannibal Miley Cyrus. Dolly Parton's death is a mega ritual, according to Justin Bieber, who just exposed the occult elite's most grotesque ritual yet. At Dolly Parton's funeral, her goddaughter Miley Cyrus has been ordered to consume her remains, and we have Bieber's leaked tape to prove it. Now,
Dolly Parton's death is a mega ritual, according to Justin Bieber, who just exposed the occult elite's most grotesque ritual yet. At Dolly Parton's funeral, her goddaughter Miley Cyrus has been ordered to consume her remains, and we have Bieber's leaked tape to prove it. Bieber revealed Miley Cyrus's family carried out satanic rituals, sacrificing children and babies to launch her on the road to industry stardom. Then, the Illuminati ordered her to eat her own stillborn child in a sickening ritual to join the elite club. Bieber just backed up his claims by leaking the full unedited cut of his 2020 interview with Zane Lowe to prove he's been sounding this alarm for years.
I commend you for going there and asking the tough questions and the things that people don't want to talk about, and they don't want to go there because it's revealing and it's they made Miley eat her baby for a number one. That's what Wrecking Ball cost.
The tapes reveal that Bieber told Zane Lowe about the humiliation rituals, ritual sacrifices, and the darkest deeds stars must perform to appease their dark lord. And Apple Music were too cowardly to allow the revelations to go on air. That's why Bieber is done with the mainstream media. He's taking to Instagram and blowing the whistle about what they're planning for Dolly Parton's occult farewell. We've got the darkest details coming up. Don't go anywhere. Before we dive in, did you know that the world's leading VPNs have been bought out by Cape Technologies? Hannah Montana premiered on August the 25th, 2006. On August the 25th, 2013, Wrecking Ball was released and became an international number one, propelling Miley into the upper echelon of the music industry Illuminati. August the 25th, 2013 was also the date of her iconic VMA performance. August the 25th is also the date Younger Now was released, and also the date Used to Be Young was released. It's also her dad Billy Ray Cyrus's birthday. Now, it's also the date her godmother Dolly Parton was found dead in Nashville. Bieber claims the elites don't hide their plans. They hide them in plain sight, using dates and numbers as their calling cards. And we've got more from his leaked tapes coming up. He says that these dates are no coincidence, nor is the satanic promo video Miley Cyrus released on the morning of Dolly Parton's death.
And now with breaking news, reports are coming in from cities around the world as the night sky mysteriously turns red.
Biblical scripture ties to a blood red sky directly to judgment and sacrifice. In the context of Bieber's leaks, Miley's video looks less like art and more like an announcement. Why would the elite turn on Dolly Parton? For years, she played their game, engaging in witchcraft like every other female mega celebrity in the industry.
That I love and admire. Aww. There you go. Cheers. To the goddess sound. Oh, to the goddess sound. Oh, Lord. That's really yes.
But in recent months, Bieber says she began turning on them. She struggled internally with accepting the paedophilia and cannibalism within the industry. After the release of the Epstein files, something snapped within her. She says the politicians named in the Epstein files, the ones who abused kids and sold out their country, don't deserve polite debate. She called it straight. Abusing children and betraying America is treason, and treason has a price. Speaking to a fan outside Dollywood, in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, Dolly let rip in a way that she rarely did.
Well, honey, if those Epstein files show politicians and big shots abusing innocent children, then I say they ought to be castrated like the dirty dogs they are, and then hung high for treason. No mercy for monsters who sell out their own country and hurt our babies.
Then came the bizarre conversation she had with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, flashing a devil sign while asking if she could take their firstborn son.
Taylor and Travis, it's Dolly, and I was just told that you two are making a donation of $2 million to my imagination library. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm blown away and overjoyed with that gratitude. Now, it's evident that you two have made giving back a key part of your lives. So, hey, when you have your firstborn, can I have it? Because that is going to be one special baby.
The satanic elite demand the firstborn. It's an ancient practice, condemned by God in the Old Testament. Was Dolly trying to stop it, or was she part of it? According to Bieber, it doesn't matter. They turned on her anyway. Now her death is allegedly a grand satanic feast, bigger than Kubrick in '99. And Miley? Bieber reveals that she's been making sacrifices to the devil her whole life. We've got the full breakdown right after this. Let's be real. We've all been fed the lie that wrinkle creams are the ticket to looking young. I call bullshit. Dr. John Lake, a renegade beauty expert out of Beverly Hills, says that's a scam. Most of those fixes are just overpriced lotions that do nothing, or worse, mess up your skin. He says that he's done with the scammy cosmetic industry. Why? Because he wants to expose something they don't want you to know about. A 2-minute trick that's like Photoshop for your face. Wrinkles gone. Years erased. And it's so easy, you'll be pissed that you fell for their junk before. The cosmetic industry is afraid of the secret because this could gut their racket. Lake is spilling the truth in a free video exclusively for viewers of this channel. No strings, no interruptions, just all the steps needed to do it yourself. It's already amassed over 2 million views because it actually works. People are dropping decades and the comments don't lie. You've got to see this. They sanitized it. Removed anything that would raise our slaves, he said. Forced to perform rituals. 20. He told Apple, furious. Visit bhmd1.com. Justin Bieber was crashing out on Instagram last night, furious that nobody has been listening. But back in 2020, he told Apple Music something chilling. Stars are paying a diabolical price to please their industry masters. They're slaves, he said. Forced to perform rituals, forced to degrade themselves. So what did Apple Music do? They sanitized it. Removed anything that would raise eyebrows or raise alarms. The most important moments never made the final cut. The real interview, the one Bieber actually gave, has never been heard until now.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me, and, people take for granted encounters, and they made Miley eat her baby for a number one. That's what Wrecking Ball cost. Nobody wants to believe their favorite artist paid for fame with something they can never get back. This industry is built on blood and flesh. It always has been.
Miley Cyrus paid for her first round of fame by eating her firstborn, a stillborn child. Bieber claims Miley's grooming started early, and it was sickening. He says the Illuminati forced her to commit incest as part of the price of staying in the club. And the humiliation ritual? They made her promote it. As for her next round of fame, it also has a price. This time, it's Dolly Parton on the menu. Bieber told his followers that the elite are all fighting for a golden ticket to this event, the biggest satanic cannibal feast since Kubrick was branded a traitor and devoured by Hollywood's elite in 1999. And as 2026 wears on, they're not even hiding it anymore. Paris Jackson released this disturbing album cover. On her cover art, Michael Jackson's daughter is being electroshocked with the words "happiest day of my life" underneath. This is pure MK Ultra stuff, where electroshock is used to cause disassociation and amnesia. It's not the first time Paris Jackson has given us a glimpse behind the veil. It's definitely not a secret anymore. This is the demonic poster of Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Unfortunately, there's nothing brand new about displaying a massive one-eye sign and devil horns on a massive poster. Then we had Russell Westbrook, NBA legend, standing on a stage in a humiliation ritual before retiring weeks later. When you look at the strange retirements of Jordan and Kobe, you start to wonder, are these athletes being sacrificed too? Then there was Hayden Panettiere's death. Suspicious, sudden, and far too convenient. These one-eye symbols plastered across her photos tell us why she was initiated early. The industry owned her before she could even speak. And when she began to speak out, she was dead within months. The day before Hayden Panettiere died, James Blunt dropped a video of himself playing a cannibal who kidnaps his victim, takes him to a private island, then drugs, dances with, and devours him in a 3-course meal. But here's the kicker. Hayden had accused Blunt of Epstein connections and behavior in real life. She exposed them, and now she's gone. Here at The People's Voice, we're on a mission to expose the
at TPV Sean on X, The People's Voice. Now, I think that Instagram reply during Dolly Parton about Miley is accurate, but I challenge the things he said about Miley in that interview because his mouth was covered up, and when he did that to his face, and also when he was speaking, it didn't match his lips moving. So I wasn't going to show that because I wanted to get better confirmation on TPV Sean on that story, but just keep an eye out for that. And let's see, let's see where it leads. Yeah. So let's see. Cakes. Let me look at my X feed. Somebody. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I didn't pin. Did I not pin the show tonight on? Yeah, it's pinned. Okay, I had to refresh. Let me look in the comments on X. Let's see. Thank you, Jingle Patriot. Let me pull this up. We'll do it live with us. Here we go. Gamma sharing Sir Oliver's post. Lisa Jackson. Alice Cooper, $1 billion baby. Is that Bay? Alice Cooper. I don't know what we're seeing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was some sick shit. The white rabbits. That's the adrenochrome, folks. That's, the white rabbit is the symbol, as the chemical symbol for adrenochrome in the Beatles yesterday and today. It was right in front of us, folks. It was right in front of us. And, we're going to thank you, Elisa. I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah. Oh, dolls in parts. Yeah, good point. Dolly Parton, dolls in parts. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the good point. Kick it up, fam. Dolly funded the vax. She gave like $1 million towards the vaccine. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we've been deceived. Many things, my friends. Many things. Um, so thank you, Cakes, for sharing that. Um, Thank you, Sharon. Good to be back. I think it's time we level up this game. Well, see, that I think is what's happening, Sleeping Giant. I think that what we're seeing here is what I was saying earlier. Just imagining yourself having done all these horrendous things, and Bieber's saying that she had a change of heart. Well, if you've done all these bad things, then you're going to be taken out by the white hats. But if you start talking about Epstein and all these horrendous things and the people being hung for treason, then you might be taken out by the black hats. So it's who took her out, or as we saw today's Delta, it's suicide weekend. Is today's Delta, and maybe just maybe that that we are seeing her taking herself out because she doesn't want to be around when all this shit hits the fan. Oh my gosh. Pathfinder. Here's another good one. And I'm still want to find that one to share with you. Dolly means Dorothy. $825 departed. 825. The Wizard of Oz was released in August 25th, 1939. Very interesting. Official wide release across U.S. theaters. Interesting. Tim Curry voiced the Tin Man in the Wonder Pets episode in the Land of Oz. Interesting. Okay. There we go. So just a lot of coincidences. Let me see here. Oh, interesting. This was a nice catch by Joe M. The Dolly Parton collaboration with Krispy Kreme. Here are the pedo symbols, and here are the Krispy Kreme Dolly Parton Southern Sweets. You got the butterfly, you've got the rings, you've got the swirl, right? You got the heart within the heart. Definitely, could be a stretch, right? Dollywood is also a butterfly. The W is a butterfly in Dollywood. And butterfly is a sign of Project Monarch of MK Ultra fame. Okay. So a lot of connections, my friends. And certainly something that we ought to keep an eye on. Yeah, so a lot there. What do you think, folks? What do you think of all this? Whip and Spur says Bill Clinton next. Good to see you, Whip and Spur. This is we did see something about Hillary preparing his Moderna's, who she donated it to. Thank you. She donated $1 million to Moderna. Polar Bear Paws, thank you. Good to be back. If you Google Dolly Parton, you will see butterflies. Is that right? Let me go to Google And let's see if we can do that. As I have to go to the I have to go actually to google.com and let's see what pops up. Oh my gosh. The butterflies. By the way, butterflies, they're also a symbol of rebirth. You know, the caterpillar that becomes the butterfly. It's a beautiful thing. A lot of people talk about butterflies throughout, death and resurrection and all that. But without question, it is an MK Ultra trigger for Project Monarch. Yes, folks, if you enjoyed tonight's show, please, and you would like to support my work here, you may do so. I will drop the links on YouTube. I'll drop them on Rumble. Thank you, Moonbeam, for doing the same. And I'll drop it on X as well. And your support is appreciated. And this is the one that I get to. This was kind of trippy, but this is the one I was looking for earlier. But actually, let me just drop that link on X real quick. But this is the one I was looking for earlier because I wanted to show you we went to the Q drop that took us to, excuse me, the marker. Okay. Learn to read the map. News unlocks the map. This was from the timestamp, by the way, of the 3:07 of President Trump's post about the Gold Star families on the same day, by the way. And so sometimes that will lead us down a path. Also, before I take you to this video, folks, if you haven't, please, if you have an interest in learning about this PEMF device and terahertz device all in one that is changing people's lives, literally half the people I saw on my way back from my trip was, let's see, 1, 2, 3. 4 of them have bought this device, and it is changing their lives. It's pretty significant. So please, if you want to find out more information, you may do so. And also, if you want some incredible grass-fed, grass-finished beef, please check out lightningspringsranch.com and use the code SNET at checkout. If you'd like to support this show in different ways. Let me take you to this prophetic word, a dream she had, 6/13/26.
Line for my daughter, but I had to get on because the Lord was pressing on me. So back in June, I had shared a word about markers. I've shared a couple of words now about markers in the spirit. But there was one where the Lord spoke about Dolly Parton, and it was June 13th, if I remember correctly. I actually told my husband first because I had a dream and I was quite shook. And I told my husband, and I'd be lying if I didn't say, he kind of looked at me like I was crazy, but I was like, babe, this is a marker. This is going to be a marker. And then I had given another word that the Lord breathed on this
marker.
Breathe on this word.
This is a marker.
Ooh, I had given another word about marker, and I talked about what Mitch McConnell had all this stuff going on, and then Lindsey Graham, it was another marker, and the Lord was releasing that, and then my husband came in and woke me up and told me that Lindsey Graham had died. And it was like almost like dream coming into reality. It's quite wild. And so with this, in June 13th of this year of 2026, I was shown in my dream that Dolly Parton was going to die. And I heard the Lord say soon. And so I told my husband, and he kind of looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, I don't know, babe, but like, I know I'm supposed to like remember this and I'm supposed to share this. And so anyways, today, as I'm in my office and I was on a call, my husband comes in and he says, did you hear Dolly Parton die? I immediately was covered in the Holy Spirit. Oh, Lord, Jesus, have your way. I was immediately covered in the Holy Spirit. And I immediately was like, okay, what's going on, Lord? And I just immediately heard marker, 9/11, 9/11. And I knew this was another marker. This was another thing the Lord was saying. This is another marker. And then he reminded me of my dream. And in the dream, the Lord said to me, when Kobe Bryant died, right, in 2020, we all remember how crazy that was. The Lord said there will be a similar feeling in the way things speed up. Thank you, Lord. Have your way with this word. Things will speed up now in the spirit. Things will speed up. Things will speed up because I will speed them up. Oh, Lord. Ooh, have your way. Lord, breathe.
So this is, I don't know this woman, but the marker really stood out to me, especially considering the fact that President Trump took us to that Q drop today. I'm resharing that on my timeline, by the way. So this was. Let me. I wanted to go back to the Q drop from President Trump's post about the Gold Star families. And I want to take you to 37, first of all, drop the 0 and go to 37 from a 307 timestamp. They are the true patriots. We'll never forget. Let these coming days be remembered in our history as the time we fought to recapture the republic from those evil, bad actors. Dolly Parton was an actor who for so long have sacrificed the good people of this land for their own personal gain. Fight the good fight. Let justice be served. So are we seeing justice, or are we seeing continued satanic ritual sacrifices? Or are we seeing justice being served in the satanic ritual sacrifice by the white hats to reverse this satanic power, because the white hats are in control? It's all speculation at this point. But this timestamp that President Trump did on this post of honoring the 13 brave American heroes, I don't want to take away from that, but I think it's for both, because he's flat out saying, from this withdrawal in Afghanistan, he's flat out saying that they are the true patriots. We will never forget. And that in these coming days, be remembered in our history as a time we fought to recapture the republic from those evil, bad actors. The bad actors, the Tim Curry, the Panettiere, the Dolly Parton, all with the all-seeing eye, the Masonic, the rituals, the satanic symbolism. Symbolism will be their downfall. And that have sacrificed the good people of this land for their own personal gain. Fight the good fight, let justice be served. I think this is huge here, because he's honoring these Gold Star families in this truth post tonight, and saying your deaths, while tragic, understand that they will not be in vain, because we are taking back our great republic for what they were fighting for. And this is 37. I apologize if I left you hanging there. Yeah. Moonbeam says Dolly was born 119. I did see that earlier. Moonbeam, thank you for reminding me, which is 911 in reverse, which was that woman's the number she saw, not just marker, but she saw that. Um, yeah, so unbelievable. So much here. Now, um, so much that we're being shown, right? And then also POTUS took us to with Think Mirror, right? Think Mirror, this post. POTUS's tweet taken down from the J6, who was addressed to specifically. One was POTUS's Twitter taken down. Has this ever happened before? Attack, disruption. Why did POTUS have military guards while in Hawaii? Well, we saw earlier with the drops about the missiles, the missile that tried to take him out, that Barack Obama posted or planned in Manila, and so why is this relevant? And then Alice in Wonderland. Again, we're taken to the Alice in Wonderland, Think Mirror, Through the Looking Glass, and what I showed you earlier about Dolly in that Alice in Wonderland skit. So, yeah, some significant links there, and with that post. Now, so much to cover, my friends. I may not be on tomorrow night, but I most likely will be Friday night. But I'm going to try to come to you tomorrow night as well, just because we have so much to go over, so much to cover, and yeah, so much to cover, and then we're 2:46 in. So let's see. Yeah, this evil has been going on for a very long time. No question about it. No question about it. Yeah. So that's. I want to wrap it up, my friends. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. Again, this is all speculation, but how many coincidences before mathematically impossible here? And we know how they do things and how they keep control of the people who have such influence. And we've got to get ready for more. And the reason why I wanted to touch on and really get into this really beautiful woman from everything that we've seen on the surface and through Hollywood, through her movies, through her productions, through her music, through her stories, Coat of Many Colors, just her through her humble beginnings. I mean, on the surface, with her foundation, nobody looks more loving and caring than Dolly Parton. And Q told us those who we were taught to trust the most are the ones that are going to shake us to our core. And I wish none of it were true. I get no satisfaction by taking down Dolly Parton or showing the possible chinks in her armor of gold and light and what so many people see. I get no enjoyment in this whatsoever. But I felt like it was important because we have many more to come that are going to just rock our world, because the music we listen to, the movies we watch, the dates, our first date, we went to a movie and it was Forrest Gump, or it was, 9 to 5, or it was this or that. And then as the truth starts rolling out about these people in the public eye, it's going to shake us, and we have to be ready for that, and have to uh, not have to, but I'm just recommending that we don't allow our memories to define us. We take our memories and truly cherish them, and just think about the absurdity of it all, about how they pulled the wool over our eyes and kept us enslaved, and how this was all a part of it. And but not allow it to take away the connections that we made with others, the connections we made with ourselves, because that's all a part of it, and pulling Bruce Springsteen out of my life was a big deal, because my brother was a huge fan and went to multiple concerts of his, and took me to a concert of his at RFK Stadium. Um, and Bruce was, telling us to get the thing that killed my brother. How do you reconcile that? How do you keep listening to his music? How do you keep supporting these people that actively um, were involved in a genocide of humanity? And there will be more to come. And we need to be prepared for them, but not to allow it to take away our true connections that we made through those events, songs, movies, TV shows, um, because those are real, and those are part of the fabric of who we are. And so that's it, my friends. Um, thank you. Um, and yeah, it's all good, because look where we're going. It's yeah, amen. No one should would do not let it rob your peace. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Peggy Sue. Thank you all. Um, yeah, it's yeah. So, um, as a Tennessee resident, this with Dolly really hurts. Yeah, I mean, I've got a big place in my heart for Nashville, because that's where I won a championship, the Global Basketball Association championship, and I had an incredible 5 months in Nashville, playing for the Music City Jammers, and yeah. Um, Lucy, thanks for doing this. Dave wasn't ever a big fan of Dolly's, and I was beginning to be sad today about her death, but I have a lot to think about now. You're very welcome. Um, and we can, thank you. Cookbook, appreciate it. Thank you, Gary. Um, so, yeah, we can still be sad, right? And we can still mourn the loss of that part of us that was inspired or connected with these people. And because I think it is important to mourn, because it's a double loss. Like, we lost somebody that we really enjoyed either listening to or watching, or that moved us in some way. But we're also mourning the loss of the purity that we went into those situations with. And we don't want to lose that purity, because it wasn't our fault necessarily that we fell into that trap. Certainly we've got to take responsibility for this world that we've allowed ourselves to create and be a part of. I have always called for that responsibility. But, it's like letting some people off the hook for getting the jab. Well, it was a massive, massive, psychological operation to get people to do that. And it's a hard thing to overcome. And we were all at one point asleep at the wheel, so it's just a matter of when we woke up and how we came to be who we are. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate you. All right, my friends. See you soon. Thanks for being here tonight and sharing this with me. And if this spoke to you, please share it out. And it's just a different look at things. It's kind of I think, a thorough look at things without, with holding the mirror up to ourselves and up to our society and up to the idols that we have placed in front of us and the stars that they thought we would follow. Good night, my friends. Much love to you. It's good to be back with you, and I will definitely be getting at least one more show in this week, if not two, and look forward to that time with you once again. Much love to you, and good night.